Hello and welcome everyone to the Center for Enlightenment's exploration of the spiritual teachings, Jewels from Jane Elizabeth. Each week will be a free-flowing adventure with teachings by Jane Elizabeth Hart, facilitated by Certified Center for Enlightenment teachers. Our lesson today is Getting to Know Your Subconscious Mind. Greg Brett will be the facilitator for this video lesson. Greg is a longtime student of Jane Hart, studying with her for over 35 years. Jane is the author of Spiritual Power Tools, Support for Your Soul, master teacher and founder of the Center for Enlightenment. So, preparation for today's lesson, let's just sit back, take a deep breath. Let's begin today's journey with the prescription for spiritual alignment.
Let's touch into the truth of our being together. We are aligned with the presence of God within. We are protected by God's love, wisdom, knowledge, and grace. The God consciousness within helps us discover more about who we are. Thank you, God, for the gift of spiritual intuition. Thank you, God, for aligning our conscious, subconscious, and superconscious minds. We are grateful. Thank you so much. Amen. And here we are, exploring our subconscious minds. How well do you know your subconscious mind? Are you aware of what's going on there? In the video, Jane's going to talk to us about getting a bigger drill to drill down into the material of the spiritual iceberg that is made up of 1/10 conscious and 9/10 subconscious mind. And in that subconscious, you have all the karma, all the experiences that you've carried from lifetime to lifetime. And at any given time, these chunks of ice come up to the surface in order to be melted and released into the allness of the ocean of superconsciousness. So the conscious mind becomes more and more conscious as the subconscious mind blends with the superconsciousness, which is the God within you. Jane's going to talk to us about using your spiritual power tools in order to have a more effective way to drill down into your subconscious mind. Those spiritual power tools of meditation, journaling, and the observer self. So let's watch together as she shares with us strategies for more effectively getting to know our subconscious minds.
Hi, we're moving forward on our little journey of understanding karma, your soul, and the evolution of yourself in the cosmic theme of things. So, welcome back as we move forward. I told you last week that I would be talking about the conscious, subconscious, and the superconscious mind. In the Spiritual Power Tool book, there is a picture of an iceberg. And it shows 1/10 conscious is the tip of the iceberg. Then the below of the iceberg is 9/10 subconscious. Now we talked about karma last week, and I'm going to continue talking about karma. And I'm going to tell you that your karma is like the iceberg. The bottom part of the iceberg, the 9/10, is your subconscious. And everything that you've ever done in any lifetime, even way back when you were evolving from a piece of stick to who you are right now, energy and focus, is stored in that subconscious. The subconscious mind is a powerful holder of all karma. Akashic records. That's where everything is stored. And I've broken it down as 1/10 conscious and 9/10 conscious using the iceberg because it was simpler for me to understand it that way. Because I had to understand that there was only one little part of me that was conscious, but there was all this other stuff that was unconscious. that was affecting the consciousness that I was in. Now, last week I talked about how the karmic ball is part of who you are, and if we can just play with me for a moment here, we're going to take this karma and we're going to put it in the 9/10 subconscious, that part of the iceberg, and I'm going to show you how this works. If 1/10 of you is conscious, then it's just a narrow little part of yourself. But the bottom half of you, the 9/10 that's conscious, has all your past lives, all your experiences stored in it. It's your storehouse. It's your karmic storehouse, if you will. All your actions and non-actions and wish you would or could have or however is stored right in the subconscious. Now I'm taking this ball, the karmic ball, and we are going to pretend here for a moment that this little string is part of the iceberg, and it's trapped in the 9/10 portion of the iceberg. And it needs to come up to the conscious level to be understood. The conscious level, which is the 1/10 that is aware. The 1/10 that's aware that this floats to the surface. So as you are dismantling, and the word is that I want to use here is dismantling the subconscious and learning about yourself through dismantling the subconscious, it's like it floats to the surface of your conscious mind. And you look at it and you get a new understanding of yourself through that little piece that came up to your conscious mind. Now, these little pieces are floating up to your conscious mind all the time, but you have not been able to consciously participate in that portion that's coming up to your conscious mind because you are unaware of the little pieces floating up to the surface. You were unaware of them. They were happening. They certainly were happening in my earlier years of my life that I didn't even understand that they were part of what I was trying to discover. But I didn't have eyes to see. I'm talking about the equipment. My body temple wasn't strong enough and capable of pulling up these things from my subconscious and understanding them and using them to balance my soul, to understand my whole self. You see, because I didn't have the equipment. I'd like to explain it to you in another little way, because this can get very complicated, and I'm trying to make it simple but understandable. You understand that in 1930 there was what we call the jalopies, the little cars that ran on batteries or little gas. I don't even know exactly, but they were very limited to what they could do. And as we progressed in our understanding, we were able to build better cars, better vehicles. And so in the last 100 years, that whole thing has changed immensely about how the cars are built, what they are able to do, and how they can support you in driving faster, safer, car seats with belts. When I was growing up, we didn't have belts on our seats. All that has been added because we've been more educated and more capable of understanding more. Were those same things available 100 years ago? Yes, they were in the ethers, but we weren't ready to understand them. Our brains weren't capable of figuring those kind of things out so that we could develop our understandings to a higher technology. Okay, with that said, I am going to take our conscious, 1/10 consciousness is only able to understand a certain portion of things. But as we evolve, we get more consciously aware. And as we become more consciously aware, we can go faster and move quicker in every incarnation that we're in. But we have to be more consciously aware. In other words, I was talking about getting our equipment up and being able to grab hold of more complicated abstract thinking, because the superconscious is made out of abstract thinking. I don't think I used that word correctly. The God consciousness, God thinks in abstract terms. We have to learn to think in abstract terms, because when we think in abstract terms, our ability to capture new ideas is greatly I'm trying to give you too much here. I'm trying to say too much. I'm trying to go too far on this, and I don't know exactly what to do. So let me say to you that by having better equipment, you can decipher the codes that are coming down into your conscious mind from the abstract mind of God. That's a good way of putting it, because as your ability to be able to conceive these new ideas, these new thoughts, help you to grow quicker in understanding. And this is what we want to do. We have to have greater understanding of who we are. So we have to, in the process of the evolution of our beingness, we have to create within ourselves the ability to tap the greater understanding that God is trying to show us about our subconscious mind. In other words, I'm saying you have to be able to drill down into the subconscious, pull it up into consciousness, and use it to benefit your spiritual growth. Now, when we take the karmic ball and we begin the process of understanding our whole self in God, we have to tap into another source of energy, another source, a bigger drill, a more expensive drill that drills down and goes into the subconscious, pulling the new information up for us to deal with on a conscious level. So now that I'm talking about the 1/10 conscious and the 9/10 subconscious, this whole process is for you to understand your whole self. So with each piece of karma that you take off the karmic ball from your subconscious, it comes up to conscious mind and it gets melted in the light of God, in the light of cosmic energy. Sometimes you melt that piece and it never comes back to you. Sometimes that thing that you're dealing with is going to help you to understand yourself, and it'll go deeper as other lifetimes are shown to you. Because this is the whole process of the advanced soul that is going into greater understanding, that is ready to move and take responsibility, and God, who is part of your whole beingness, is helping you to drill deeper, and get to know more of these little pieces in your subconscious that's going to help you to know who you really are. And this class isn't for the beginning student. This class is for somebody that is really delving deep into their subconscious. So I send this to you, knowing that you will pick up what you need to hear from this. And understand that the work that you're doing is important to your soul. And this concept that I'm trying to give you, sleep on it. Listen to this again. Because I'm trying to draw a broader picture for you, so that you can have more understanding of the cosmic energy of this planet and waking you up to the I am presence within you. Say, we're going for the I am presence within you. You remember last week I talked about that you will eventually have your own universe. You'll create your own solar system. But the I am presence in you, when it is alive and well, is that part of you that's really who you are. The I am presence of God in you will go forth and to the magnificence of this universe that you are going to be supporting and creating too. But I want to give you such a broad picture so that you will see there's so much more to what you're doing than just this puny little lifetime that you're in. This little narrow understanding of who you are. I want to open it up so that you see a bigger picture, so that we can put new understandings in your consciousness so that you can move further in your evolution of your God presence within you. God is calling you home, saying, I want you to wake up. I want you to know who you are. I want you to understand the evolution of your soul. I want you to cooperate with it. I don't want you to die and come back in another lifetime. I want you to find out it right now. I want you to cooperate in unmasking your whole self. So you're 1/10 conscious, but as you move in this process, this is the kicker here. I want you to hear this. You become 2/10 conscious, and then 3/10 conscious. More and more of you become conscious. And more of the subconscious is dissolved into the God conscious. So do you see what we're doing here? I repeat, we are looking at what's below the surface so that you can become more God conscious. Instead of being 1/10 conscious, you're going to be 9/10 conscious. Wouldn't it be wonderful to be 9/10 conscious and then 100% conscious? If you're 100% conscious, you're one with God because you understand the whole picture. I want you to become 100% conscious, not 1/10 conscious. I want to wake you up to more. I want you to wake up to the fact that there's more to you than this 1/10 conscious that you're sitting in. And I support you in doing that. And if you have to listen to this video 10 times over, the vibration and energy is going to pierce that iceberg, 9/10 of it. It's going to pierce it. It's going to shake it up It's going to bring it to consciousness, and you're going to be strong enough to deal with what's in there, or you wouldn't be in the class in the first place. You wouldn't even pay any attention. You would have turned me off a long time ago. But if you're interested, I'm interested in helping you to break through the barriers, to open the door, to do that which is yours to do. So do whatever you need to do this week to have a greater understanding. Ask for revelations. When I began to understand that I was more than this 1/10 conscious, I said, God, give me the equipment to understand this, eyes to see, the ears to hear. I want to vibrate on this higher level, this abstract thinking. I have to do this. I don't know how. I have no idea how to do this. Help me, help me. That was my prayer. I said it over, help me, help me, help me, teacher, help me, masters, help me, God, help me, help me. I need to know what's in my subconscious. I need to know. I need to grow. I need to change. I don't want to just be living a life and not knowing why I'm living it. I want to understand my whole self in God. Jesus said, the Father and I are one. What was he talking about? He had got consciousness when he said that. We're one. And we are one too. I'm very passionate about this, as you can easily tell. I want to help wake you up to the more of who you are. So let's go forward. Do what you need to do. Ask to have more conscious awareness and the courage to look at it and to move forward. Thank you for being a part of my spiritual family. I love you, and I know it works. I want you to know how to bake the cake. I want you to be part of the great chef named God, who knows how to bake all the cakes in the universe. You're on your way. Let's see what kind of cake we're going to make next week. Bye-bye for now.
As we've seen, we have a conscious mind, a subconscious mind, and a superconscious mind. And as we get to know our subconscious mind and drill deep in order to awaken and quicken the energies that are there so that we can dissolve that energy into our superconsciousness, the God within us, we become more and more aware. We'd love to hear about your experiences of the week. Bring your awarenesses to our Thursday night question and answer support group, which is held at 7 p.m. Eastern. The link's in your chat room and also on the website. Also, we want to encourage you to become aware of the experience of sharing this wonderful information with all of humanity together. Let's take a moment and meditate and just become quiet and just allow ourselves to touch in to that spiritual energy that's already there within us. The super consciousness, the God consciousness that can only be experienced in the silence and in whose light, vibration, and energy we experience the healing of our subconscious minds as we move into the silence together. And now we allow ourselves to come back into the presence of this room and the place where we're sitting. Become aware of a sense of well-being. We just allow ourselves to open our eyes and know that we are being supported on our journey. And as we move forth into this week, we also want you to know that you can support others on their journeys as well. We have a link in the chat room and also on the website for donations for Center for Enlightenment so that this work and service to humanity can continue. So we're on a journey together, and we're going to awaken to greater insights on how to get to know our subconscious minds at a deeper level. Bye for now.